Yeah.
Welcome back to another great episode of Life with Niki. And I'm so glad you're back joining us. It is the new year. We are recording on January 1st. We pre-record all of our stuff. So January 1st, we're bringing in the new year, 2026. Hope everyone had a safe New Year's Eve. And definitely look forward to having a great 2026, for real, for real. So I'm excited. I'm kicking off the year with a special guest. And this gentleman here is my producer. But also he have a great many other accomplishments too. And we're going to get into it just a little bit. And we also have a topic that we're going to discuss as well. So definitely tune in, get your popcorn, get your wine, whatever you got. You know, get on the couch, get comfortable, take a look at this episode because it's going to be a very, very good topic, okay? But first, let me bring up my guest. His name is Mr. Ron Reid.
What's going on?
Welcome. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. After setting everything up. Yeah.
Yes, like he literally sets everything up, guys, like, and then does this. So, Ron, tell the people about yourself.
Well,
who is Ron Reid?
Who is Ron Reid? I started I'm the host of V&O, host creator of V&O podcast.
Okay.
And I started that podcast. I actually started it with 4 other people. And we right here at Dialogue Cigar Bar, and I actually started it down the street.
Wow.
My very first episode was down the street with Daryl Mance. And since then I've done I don't know how many episodes I've done, but it's been probably almost 2 years, and I've been taking breaks here and there, you know. So I take a break to meet people. I've taken a break this time around because out of that I had this desire to produce.
Okay.
I've had a host of people on the V&O podcast. People that other people might know. I had Tashira Simmons, DMX's wife. I had Niki Bay. He was on the Black Ink Chicago reality show, and his wife is Charmaine Bay. She was on WGCI. So I've had him on the show. I've moving into producing. I produce your show. Shout out to Vicious and Flex Luger. I'm doing their show. Chicha and Jimmy, the Lust podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing that show, and then I also do things for Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Okay.
Yep. Of the Black Panther Cubs, yeah.
Yeah. So what made you venture off into podcasting? Like, what made you want to start the Views and Opinions, your show?
You know what? I like to say it was something like deep, but it was just, I was going through a rough time in life. And I think starting at the 4 of the people I started with, I don't think and I'm not knocking them, I don't think they had the desire that I had. And I wanted to do it because I needed to hear other voices. I needed to hear other people's experiences. And I realized that it helped me out. And then I realized the bigger picture is that people's stories help other people out too. So, I wanted to do that to basically, I always say there's a little whoever sitting in the chair across from me. There's a little you that needs to hear this story to be inspired to do it, to follow in your footsteps or do what they try to do in life.
Right.
So it kind of was birthed out of therapy for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And then, like, doing the show, what has been, like, something that you've broken through by doing that? Like, what's something you've overcome or just from having those conversations?
Man, life. Life. Like you realize, and what I realized through the show, and what I realized in life was my story is just not common to me. I'm not going through Ron's experience. I'm going through the human experience. A lot of us like to think that we're special, but the bottom line is there's nothing new under the sun.
Nothing.
So you special in your own right. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But like your story isn't always special. There's somebody else that's going through the same thing you are. So my breakthrough is just hearing these stories and being able to live that next day, knowing that it ain't just me, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people going through this.
Yeah. And on the other side, you'll meet people who are on the other side of what you're going through.
That part, yeah, especially going through my divorce. I met people that had gone through terrible divorces. terrible, you know, after they told me their story, and I was just like, yeah, my stuff ain't nothing like that. Like, I'm going through a rough time in life. Divorce is hard, period, but
Yeah.
it ain't nothing like some of these people's stories. They wife took them for everything, put
Yeah.
them in the dirt, and that
Yeah.
mine wasn't like that.
Good.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I met you, and you were just telling me a little bit. You know, I met you in the middle of it,
Yeah.
and I knew I was like, I got to introduce him to Dennis. I
Yeah.
said, because they got a similar story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people need other people, but men need other men.
Yeah.
And I've never been married, so I was like, all I can
Mm.
do is sit here and listen to this brother. But
Yeah, right.
he want to be heard, but I
Right.
can't give anything. And
Yeah.
sometimes people don't need you to give anything; they just need to be heard.
I'm a person. I think men are different. I think men don't just want you to listen to them, because men don't want to just listen to a story.
Right.
I think it's naturally in us to help, and I think when men are talking, they're telling you things for a reason,
Yeah.
and not just to talk. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Sometimes, I mean, you know, I think at the very basis of being human, sometimes you do just need to talk, but sometimes it's to talk things out, to sort things out in your head. So you might not bring me a solution, but you'll bring me to a solution.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you talk long enough,
Yeah.
you figure out the solution on your own.
Exactly. That's exactly.
You know, because the
exactly.
other person will ask questions like, well, what happened here?
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes self-reflection too.
Yeah. Yeah.
What part you play in it? Because I think a lot of times when people have situations, our first inkling as a human is to point the finger.
Yeah.
They hurt me.
Yeah.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Versus saying, okay, well, what part did I play?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Did this person show me this? You know, so
Yeah. Exactly.
Who was your like best guest? What was your best conversation on the show?
My best conversation. Man, I've had so many. My best conversation. That's a good one. Oh, it probably was my buddy Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah, because my buddy Jimmy, he was one of the first ones to be dropped off in Iraq after Operation Iraqi Freedom, or after the bombs over Baghdad.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so and the story that he got, like, he should have been dead 10 times over.
Oh,
And
wow.
and this man, he got a hell of a story, you know, just talking about the things that he went through, and it's just amazing that he's here. RPG went through the Humvee.
Whoa.
They had bombs drop right by him that didn't explode. They had a angel, I don't even know what you would call it, platoon, come and help them out. That once they got back to base, nobody knew who they were talking about. Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. They had a whole, like, they were backed into a corner, and all of a sudden this platoon just came out of nowhere and started firing on the enemy that was firing on them. They had them pinned down. And then when they got back to base, it was like, man, you know, thank you guys for helping. And they were like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he got crazy story. Yeah. So I was just very intrigued by I was just on the edge of my seat with his story. But everybody that I've had, with the exception of maybe one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to talk to my man Spencer. He does a major podcast.
Okay.
Not that mine's not major, but this one is major.
Right.
With a guy, Ryan. Oh gosh, I can't think of Ryan's last name, but I got a chance to talk to Ryan. Ryan does real estate in Vegas.
Okay.
And he does a podcast kind of revolving around making money in real estate, and he gets these people in here and it's not just regular people. He's had a lot of people on his show, names that you would know. I think he had Mike Tyson. If Mike Tyson but Mike Tyson knows him. That's his friend.
Okay.
And Spencer does his podcast. He always gets to tell me like all these people. But he asked me, he said, you know, what is your podcast about? I said, ordinary people with extraordinary stories. He said, you ever had an extraordinary person with an ordinary story? And I was like, he said, I get those all the time. And I thought about it. I have had some people that just came in there and rambled. You know what I mean? I've had people that come in there, and I think maybe they aren't used to the camera. So it's not, I like natural. I like to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just come in there and they just all of a sudden the camera come on and their eyes get big, and it's like, bro, it's just
Nobody's
it's just
here. It's just
nobody's
us.
here. It's just us. It's just a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
You're literally it is. But I think
Right.
some people, I think it's they get nervous or
Yeah.
they don't know what to expect, and they're
Yeah.
like, I hope nobody exposed me, or
Right.
it's like we're not gonna ask those kind of questions.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
conversation.
I think from the moment I sat in that seat, it was always just conversation to me. The camera was just an accessory.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was having these conversations outside of the show. That's another thing.
It's basically like when you meet people and y'all hit it off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but with a camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how people got to think of it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're a dope person. Let me get to know them more.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
boom, you got a camera there.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's all it is. I mean, hearing people's stories also makes you think a little deeper too.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes people, iron sharpens iron. So it inspires you. It inspires your brain to start thinking over things. You know what I mean? It also, I think, if you're the right type of person, it also inspires accountability too. You know what I mean? I think that I've become more accountable to myself from some of these conversations I had. Shout out to Media Monix. Man, he dropped probably I don't remember a lot of bars that people drop on the show. You know what I mean? I don't remember like the one-liners that they say, but he was one of the few people that was just like we was talking about men and women relationships, and he was like, he was the first man I ever heard say, even if you tell her that you don't want anything out of this, it's your responsibility to know. When you're hurting her. Yeah. She'll agree to it because she thinks that something's going to come out of this. But even if you told her, you can't come back and just say, well, I told you that I didn't want nothing. Right. And I was like, wow, that's a bar. I never heard a man say that before. But he's right. He was right. He's right. He's absolutely right.
A lot of times that's a form of not taking accountability.
Yeah.
If you know a person, we know the signs of somebody catching feelings for us. Yeah. We know when people are starting to shift. Yeah. We have to have the wisdom and wherewithal. We don't have to wait on the other person to end it. Yeah. Sometimes it takes greater strength to say, you know what? I think we should end this. Yeah. Because I know what I've told you. Yeah. But it seems like you're shifting into another place where you're thinking this is going to be something more. Right. And I don't want to lead you on.
Or maybe not start it.
Yeah, that.
Like just that. Like I know you horny, bro, but take the responsibility and don't even start it
because you can't unequally yoked. I talked about it yesterday with a friend about being unequally yoked. Yeah, people think it has to do with just marriage, and it's like no, unequally yoked is also saying I don't want something serious, and this person does want something serious. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're not going to even start. Yeah, because that's going to cause confusion. Yeah. That's the reason for boundaries.
We have opposite desires here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's never going to fare well. You can never change anybody's mind that doesn't want to be changed. You cannot force anybody. Yeah. And you cannot control anybody.
No, not at all.
So some people don't have the wherewithal and emotional intelligence to know that. Yeah. But if you do, then it's your responsibility to lead the way in that. Yep. And as a man, if you're saying I'm a leader, that's part of you being a leader. Yeah. They're like, I got this desire. Right. But do I really want this chaos if I dive in? Right. That's why sometimes some men, I don't feel bad for them when they got chaos. They're I want a peaceful life.
They invited it. And let's take it to human beings. I like, let's not just say men, women too. Yeah. You got these, chaos. If every person that you invited into your life ain't shit, then you just like to pick ain't shit ass people.
That and we're gonna get into, speaking of, I've been scrolling on TikTok, right? Yeah. And I've noticed so many people, social media is really built on a lot of victim mentality. Yeah. I've noticed this. Yeah. And yes, some of the stuff you guys are saying is truth. We've all experienced certain things you guys were saying. Yeah. But some of y'all are still just your belief system. Yeah. I've seen people, like one girl said it, I'm sick of the men and women conversation. I said, please say it again. Mm-hmm. Because where did this come from? Where did the discord come from? Right. And I'm like, there's so many rules and things that people have that it's like you making your life difficult. Yeah. This thing is easy. Yeah. So we got 2 clips that we're going to play for you, okay? About texting, like, I remember times were simple and we'd have to worry about that.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
If you are part of the millennial generation, we know a life without texting.
Disconnection is good. The life without cell phones.
Yes.
The life without being
Yes.
connected to people 24/7 to be free.
People feel entitled now.
Yeah, they feel entitled to your time.
And
Yeah.
this is the thing. Unless I'm doing business, the only time I kind of get a little energy is if I'm asking a business question.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yeah.
I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do not have to be at my
Yeah.
behind 24/7.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like sometimes like you gotta shut it off to business too. People in business need to understand, like, I have a life also. You know what I mean? Yeah, like the person that caters to your needs, 24/7 is the one that's gonna get your business. But I think everybody in business needs to agree that I shouldn't have access to somebody 24/7.
No.
Whatever I got going, it might be important. It ain't that important.
It'll have, that's the thing, when you create a certain dynamic, a person gets acclimated to that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
When the one time you don't answer, and I had to learn this too.
Yeah.
The one time you don't answer, you've already trained people to expect a quick response.
And now they freaking out.
And they freak out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I just needed to take a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I give people, even in business, I give you like 24, 40. We were in a group together.
Yeah.
I'll give like 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
And most time, I don't want to make nobody life difficult.
Right.
So I'm going to ask questions because not all the time people are expressive.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to address stuff and say, hey, is this too much for y'all? Is this, because I'm going to always ask that because people have a life outside of me.
Yeah.
I'm not the center of their universe.
Yeah.
And I think people with cell phones and having access to social media, people think like they, it's like.
I think people want to invite the other people into their dynamic. If I'm feeling creative right now I jump into the group text and throw an idea out there, and maybe everybody else ain't feeling creative right now. Maybe they, whatever they're feeling, and so I think we have to figure out, like, that's not, you can't just drag people into that dynamic. They might be at work right now. Right. You know what I mean? They might be having an argument with their loved one right now. They might be having financial problems right now. They might be not having whatever. Well. Yeah, not feeling well right now. And a lot of times people jump to conclusions, about, oh, this person just don't want to talk to me. Or maybe they just don't want to talk to you. Maybe, and it's not personal. You know what I mean? I know from my aspect, I don't allow people to pull me into their dynamics all the time. Sometimes I want to be, but I had to set up that line, and I don't feel bad when I don't answer the phone because I want to be able to give you something. I value quality.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna, it's times where you're just not gonna get quality. I'm sorry, bro, it's 10 o'clock at night, or whatever time it is, you're not gonna get that quality out of me that you desire. So I'll wait, I'll answer you in 10 minutes. Let me work myself up. Let me put my representative on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because unless you really, really close to me, you get the representative. You want the representative.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's only certain people I talk to on a regular basis. It ain't a lot of them. It's only like one or two. I don't be wanting to be bothered on that level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're the same way.
Yeah.
But other than that, like anybody else, associate-wise, I'm not talking to them all the time.
Yeah, no.
I check on you.
Right.
And make sure you're alive.
Right.
Make sure you're good.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like,
up
in arms. I had to work myself out of that because when I was younger, I'm an anxious attachment style sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like this person. And I'm just really expressive. And I want to, and I had to calm that down because everybody doesn't receive that.
Yeah.
Other people have a different type of personality.
Yeah.
Where they're just calm, cool, collect. Yeah. And I had to learn that, like, I don't always have to be on. I don't always have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, that's it.
And I will feel bad because I'm like, used to putting everybody before me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You don't feel like talking, you don't feel like talking.
Yeah.
You don't want to answer, you ain't gonna answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's retraining your brain to know that people aren't really tripping on the other end.
No, they not.
They really not.
They not.
We add meaning to things.
Yeah. Even if they seen your text, like they might have seen it and we get to tripping, they ain't tripping. They might have just they in the middle of something, they happen to pick their phone up and now they got to put it away. Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I think of it like, Niki, you've done that before,
Yeah.
Like, if you looked at something and thought you answered somebody and you didn't answer
man, you know how many texts I left in the I left in the queue without pressing send, and I go back.
I love that.
Boy, yeah.
I was like, what if you ever leave the message, you get another notification, and you were in the middle of it,
Yeah.
and you were like, I was doing something else.
Yeah.
And then I go back to the message like, I was supposed to be sending them.
Yeah.
I was like, I was supposed to ask such and such something.
Yeah.
And I forgot.
I always mark the text back as new. If I read it and I know I can't answer it right now, it's gonna take some thought. Yeah, I'll remark it as a new text so I remember to at least go check it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it is 24 or 48 hours afterwards. Speaking of which, I've talked over the thing. So if you wanna watch it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're texting somebody, I don't care if it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend, if you're texting somebody and they take more than 24 hours to respond, let me tell you something. I spent the last month traveling around the country, meeting some of the most successful people that literally built nothing into everything. People that actually believe time is money. The one thing I noticed from all these individuals I was around, the minute their phone rings, and it's not a spam call or anything like that, these people answered the phone. I was even so shocked. I'm like, you that is so busy, you always answer the phone. Why? One woman, I noticed her phone rang like 3 different occasions. She answered every single call. So I had to ask her, why do you answer every call? She was like, you don't know that time is the most important currency. How quickly you respond shows what you value. I was like, oh. So it's people that really have nothing to do that are taking 48 hours, 72 hours to respond to me. Block. End of conversation. If some of the richest people in the country still have the capability to answer quickly, you think it's you that's not doing anything that's going to take 72 hours to respond to me? Please.
So, your face. What are your thoughts on
Because like she's not giving context. You know what I mean? Like she is giving context, but she's not paying attention to the context.
What's the context? I'm gonna let you answer that because I know what the context is.
The context is she's talking about business people. You know, so this is like they're answering these calls, but was she around them at 10 p.m.? Was she around them at, and like most of the time they're answering people because that's their money that's on them.
Somebody said that in the comments.
Yeah.
Somebody said that it was like they're business people.
Yeah.
People, they're answering people that literally this is their company.
Yeah.
And they gotta answer to make sure nothing's going wrong, making sure they ain't got no fires they gotta put out.
Yeah.
Or some decisions gotta get made.
Yeah.
Like, of course they're answering. That's the context.
Yeah.
But a person sometimes, by the way, it's okay. People don't want to be bothered with you. We got to be okay with that. Literally, I had to tell myself that.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah, because it's not
okay.
It's okay
when people don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Or don't want to be. And by the way, I'm not saying I haven't lived where my feelings do get hurt if I see people hang out with other people more than me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm measuring.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, well, you answer and hang out with them, but I'm trying to hang with you and you acting funny.
Yeah.
That's another nuance to the conversation too. So we can't ignore that.
Yeah.
There are people that are making it clear they're not trying to be as close with you as they are with other people.
Because maybe they like them more.
But no, we're going to go into that. So, but basically this goes back to the equally yoked thing I was talking about earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Those people are more equally yoked. Mm-hmm. We got to remember everything is spiritual.
Yeah.
You may be a person that mentally we take for like that. Sometimes mentally, some people are on another level than you are the counterparts that you're around.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot be close. So you could be a secure guy, right? Could you hang with an insecure guy for real? Like an insecure, jealous-hearted person?
No. I've tried it and I've seen it. I get sick of catering to them. Like I have to watch what I say. I have to watch. It's crazy that you brought that up because guy, woman, like I don't do well with that. Mm-hmm. And so and it's funny that you said that. So I'm going through therapy and a lot of people hear therapy like something wrong with you. It's not that something's wrong. I'm going through to understand myself a little bit better. And I took an assessment test and I found out that my attachment style is secure attachment. Okay. And so there's this particular quiz that I took. You got secure, and then you have 3 varieties of insecure attachment. Okay. Yeah. You have 2 varieties of secure attachment, and then you have 2 other insecure attachment styles.
Okay.
And I'm the secure. And I'm not patting myself on the back for that, because a lot of it had nothing to do with how I've cultured myself. A lot of it has to do with how you were raised and traumatic events in your life and things like that. Things that so you can't look down if you have a secure attachment style. But but I also realize that I don't do well with people with insecure attachments, like the maybe I'll talk about that more after we watch that second clip, because I noticed that second clip when you showed it to me was she kind of spoke on that. But yeah, I'm learning. I've learned myself that I can't fool with people that have that insecure attachment, because like at some point in time they're going to blame you for something, and you like, bro, like that's just my personality.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And
in friendships and relationships, this is where conversations with people and people who understand themselves and self-aware comes into play.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to dive into friendships and relationships, but they're not self-aware.
Yeah.
And when you point out something, you're the one person who does not cater to their bad habits.
Yeah.
Now you're a villain.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm just pointing it out because I mess with you.
Yeah.
And I'm peeping this, and I don't know if you see it.
Yeah.
Because I do want to keep this friendship going, this relationship going.
Yeah.
But for us to survive, I have to let you know,
Yeah.
I've noticed these things.
Yeah.
And do you notice them?
Yeah. You gotta think too hard with people like that.
It's like, you don't notice it?
Right.
Like,
you gotta think too hard, man. Like people like that, they will not call you just to see if you call them.
Yeah.
Like I don't like
game plan.
Yeah, I don't like to. I don't. Some people like those games.
I don't like
some
that.
people. I don't do well with those games. Because, bro, if you waiting on me to call you, I'm probably not. Like it's nothing against you. Like, it's nothing against you. It's just that's the way my brain just be 1,000 different places.
If you on my mind, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
I've learned that in life. Like sometimes a lot of these people will have you out here not connecting with people out of ego.
Yep.
And you're like, no, you don't want to chase anybody. Okay,
let's
you don't want to chase nobody. You don't want to force your presence.
Yeah. And I personally don't care about chasing or forcing my presence.
You know, I mean, but some people do.
You don't want to be overbearing.
Right. Yeah. You'll feel like, oh, damn, I don't want to be that person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, but there's nothing wrong with reaching out first. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I ain't talked to this person in a minute. Let me just reach out to them. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I just call my buddy, and
take like your ego off the table. Yeah. I noticed a lot of women be like, I don't want to reach out to no man first. I'm not reaching out to no man first. It's like, but what if that man is depressed or going through something? It's not saying you got to chase the man. Yeah. Now, if you're constantly on his line every single day, trying to force the man to talk to you, that's something different.
If he didn't told you that he don't like you like that, and that's that's another problem.
Yeah, it's
fellas,
like you got to have a context. Okay,
we got to speak up.
And I got on somebody about that. Like, I'm a person. Be direct with me. Mm-hmm. If you mess with me, you mess with me. If you don't, it's all good. Yeah, I will leave you alone. Yeah, you know, if something's not a fit for me, I will cut it off quick. Yeah, I've been around people who are insecure, where they don't like that. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, well, did you give them a chance? First of all, I give a lot of people chances and grace. Mm-hmm. But I've learned some things are just a character, and it doesn't fit over here. Yeah, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just because y'all have become accustomed to abuse and tolerance in the name of trying to keep somebody around. Man. When God has shown you they're not supposed to be around. Mm-mm. When people like, somebody said something that I liked, nobody fumbled me. Sometimes I had no business over there. Yeah, yeah. And it's the truth. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes people change their mind. Like somebody may not text back. They may be feeling you one day and they may not feel you the next day. People are allowed to change their mind. Yeah. These are things I had to have, talk to myself about. Like, people are allowed to change their mind. Yeah. Are you going to sit around depressed and mad because they don't want to mess with you? Yeah. No, I'm going to go out here and get into it. Right. There's other people that's waiting to support me. There's other people waiting to show up for me. So I'm going to take away my joy because this one person. Yeah. Or change. You're right. Or keep it moving. If somebody don't want to be around you because you're an asshole, then maybe it's time for change. That you do need it. But absolutely, like when this one guy said, women, if you want to win a man over, be a sweetheart. Yeah. He said, we don't forget a sweetheart. And the ladies were like, well, every time victim mentality clicked in, well, I was a sweetheart and I got ran over. First of all, if you run into someone and you are a natural giver, you are a natural lover.
Yeah.
Do not apologize for that.
No.
You
yeah.
have to put boundaries up.
Yeah.
It is not the person's responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing things for people they didn't ask.
Yeah.
Stop putting yourself in that position.
Yeah.
Number one, that's responsibility.
Yeah.
Two, if they do that, that says more about them than it does about you.
I was about to say, yeah, more
it says more about their character.
Yeah.
If a person looks at you as a sweet person and feel that they need to take advantage of you, that speaks volumes of their character.